One such celebration is Navaratri, a nine-night festival dedicated to the divine feminine. During this time, thousands of devotees throng the temple grounds, seeking blessings and spiritual rejuvenation. The energy is palpable as pilgrims from far and wide come to pay homage to the goddess, making her temple a hub of activity in Haridwar. In fact, Mansa Devi Temple is part of the prestigious Kumbh Mela and Kanwar Yatra circuits, attracting millions of devotees who embark on these sacred journeys. These circuits are considered once-in-a-lifetime experiences for many, and the temple plays a pivotal role in fulfilling their spiritual aspirations. As a result, the temple has become an intrinsic part of Haridwar's cultural fabric, its significance woven into the very essence of the city's identity. As the sun rose over Haridwar, casting a warm glow over the city, the Mansa Devi Temple stood proudly atop its hilltop location. From this vantage point, one could behold the breathtaking panorama of the city and the majestic Ganga flowing through it. The temple's unique setting had become an integral part of Haridwar's cultural identity, especially with the introduction of the Udon Katala rockway system. This historic temple held a significant place in the collective memory of the people as one of Haridwar's 5 sacred pilgrimage sites. Mansa Devi Temple was a major Shakti shrine tied to the worship of ancient goddesses. For centuries, it had been a hub for wish fulfillment traditions and a key part of the Shakti triangle with Maya Devi and Chanda Devi. As I explored the temple's premises, I stumbled upon an intricately carved stone slab that read a major Shakti shrine tied to ancient goddess worship. It was here that one could sense the confluence of mythology, history, devotion, and culture. The temple stood as a living symbol of Haridwar's spiritual heritage. But what made Mansa Devi Temple truly unique was its connection to Chanda Devi and Maya Devi temples formed an ancient Shakti network in Haridwar. Just like the way water flows from one river to another, the spiritual energy emanating from these 3 temples created a majestic circuit of devotion. As I wandered through the temple's grounds, my thoughts drifted towards Chanda Devi, one of Haridwar's most revered Shakti temples. Perched atop Neel Parvat in the Shivalak range, this magnificent structure was dedicated to goddess Chanda, a fierce and protective form of Devi. With its history dating back centuries, Chanda Devi Temple was considered one of the oldest shrines in North India. Legend has it that Chanda Devi Temple is connected to the Mansa Devi Temple through an ancient network of spiritual energy. As I walked along the winding paths leading up to Neel Parvat, I felt a sense of reverence wash over me. The majestic temple stood tall and proud, radiating an aura of tranquility and devotion. Sources reveal that Chanda Devi is one of Haridwar's most revered Shakti temples, sitting at the heart of the city's spiritual landscape. As you explore the sacred circuit so deeply, it seems fitting to delve into the history and significance of each temple, weaving a tapestry of stories, myths, and legends that have become an integral part of Haridwar's rich cultural heritage. Deep within the sacred landscape of North India, nestled in the revered triad of Haridwar's St. Peace, stood one of the most ancient and venerated shrines alongside its esteemed companions, Mansa Devi and Maya Devi. This hallowed site was a major destination for pilgrims seeking spiritual enlightenment. Historical accounts whispered tales of a bygone era when at Shankaracharya, a revered sage, had personally installed the original idol within these sacred precincts. It is said that his blessings imbued the shrine with an air of tranquility and wisdom, attracting devotees from far and wide. The temple's present structure, however, was a more recent creation built into by the benevolent King Sajat Singh of Kashmir. It stood as a testament to the region's rich cultural heritage. The king's vision had been to create a sacred space that would honor the legacy of Adi Shankaracharya and provide a sanctuary for those seeking solace and guidance. As one's gaze wandered across the temple's majestic facade, the whispers of the past seemed to come alive, whispers of ancient rituals, mystic incantations, and the gentle rustle of devotees' prayers carry on the wind. And in this sacred atmosphere, the spirit of Adi Shankaracharya's original idol continued to inspire generations, a beacon of hope and enlightenment in the midst of North India's storied landscape. You venture into the eastern summit of the Shivalak Hills, known as Neel Parvat. You find yourself surrounded by breathtaking scenery and rich spiritual heritage. The temple perched atop this majestic mountain is none other than the revered Chanda Devi Temple, a sacred site dedicated to the fierce goddess Chanda, a form of the powerful Durga. Significance of this temple is deeply rooted in Hindu mythology, making it an integral part of Haridwar's sacred Shakti circuit. According to legend, goddess Chanda vanquished the demons Shum and Nisham from this very site, earning her a special place in the hearts of devotees seeking strength, protection, and the fulfillment of their wishes. As you begin your ascent to the temple, you have two options: a leisurely trek that takes around an hour, or a more thrilling experience on the ropeway Uden Castle, which whisks you away to the top in just 5 minutes. The timing is typically between Kalikam and Autumn daily, giving you ample opportunity to visit this revered site. As temple's location at the heart of Haridwar's spiritual landscape makes it an essential stop for those who have been exploring the city's rich mythological and historical layers. Chandai Devi beautifully ties together Shakti traditions at Shankaracharya's legacy and the geography of the Shivaliks. If you're interested, you could also explore how Chandai Devi connects with Mansa Devi and Maya Devi in a single pilgrimage circuit, or delve into the fascinating stories associated with the temple for those who have been exploring Haridwar so deeply. This temple sits right at the heart of that spiritual journey. Perched atop Neil Parvat, the Chanda Devi temple is an awe-inspiring sight. Its beauty and significance making it one of Haridwar's most revered Shakti temples. High up in the Shivalik Hills on the eastern summit of Neil Parvat stood one of the most ancient and revered shrines of North India. It was here the Chanda, a first and protective form of Devi, watched over her devotees with loving eyes. According to historical accounts, it was none other than Shankaracharya himself who had installed the original idol of the sacred deity. Centuries later, King Sajat Singh of Kashmir commissioned the construction of the present temple structure, a grand edifice that stood as a testament to the region's rich cultural heritage. As one approached the shrine, they couldn't help but feel drawn to its spiritual energy. This was no ordinary place. It was part of Haridwar's sacred Shakti circuit, where the devotees of goddess Chanda would come to seek her blessings and strength. Locals called it Neil Parvat Tirth, a name that reflected its significance in the region. For those who dared to venture further, the trek up to the shrine was a mere hour-long journey through lush forests and winding trails. But for those less inclined, a convenient ropeway known as Uden Kathala offered a quicker route to the top. Just 5 minutes of smooth travel will have you standing at the foot of the temple. As one climbed higher, the sounds of the world below grew fainter, replaced by the gentle chanting of devotees and the soft rustling of leaves in the breeze. The atmosphere was serene, yet charged with an unmistakable sense of devotion. At Chandi's shrine, time seemed to stand still. The usual rhythms of life gave way to a more meditative pace. Visitors could arrive at their leisure, but the temple hours were typically from Palat am to Bal daily. Some might come for the early morning darshan, while others would prefer the cooler afternoon hours. Either way, they would find themselves in the presence of a powerful and loving deity, Chandai, the protectress of Neil Parvat Tirth, watching over her children with a benevolent heart. The temple of goddess Chandai, a site of great significance deep within the Shivaliks, a range of mountains that cradle the sacred city of Haridwar, lies the temple of goddess Chandai. This revered site is said to be where the fierce goddess defeated the demons Shum and Nisham in a legendary battle, showcasing her unparalleled strength. And power. Devotees flock to this temple seeking blessings for various purposes. Some hope for protection from harm, while others pray for the fulfillment of their deepest desires. The temple's significance goes beyond its mythological importance. It beautifully weaves together the threads of Shakti traditions, that is Shankaracharya's legacy, and the geography of the Shivaliks. As you explore this sacred site, you might be interested in learning how goddess Chanda is connected to other revered deities like Mansa Devi and Maya Devi, forming a single pilgrimage circuit. Alternatively, you could delve into the rich stories from the Devi Mahatmya associated with the temple. If your interest lies in historical references to Saptrishaya Ashram, then let me guide you through its fascinating blend of mythology, spiritual tradition, and modern history. The ashram's origins.
Saptrishaya Ashram is named after 7 great sages, Saptarishes, who were revered in ancient India. These sages, Kashyapa, Vashishta, Atri, Vishwamitra, Jamada, Naivaradwaja, and Gautam, are said to have performed deep meditation at this very spot, their tapasya. And in seeking to attain higher states of consciousness, legend has it that the river Ganga, which flows gently through the ashram, was created specifically to avoid disturbing the sages in their meditative state. The river's presence is a testament to the region's spiritual significance and its role as a sanctuary for seekers of truth. As you explore this sacred site, you'll discover the rich tapestry of mythological, historical, and cultural heritage that makes Saptrishai Ashram so unique. Whether you're interested in the stories of old or the secrets hidden within the ashram's ancient stones, there's something here for everyone to discover in a river tale that has been passed down through generations. It is said that the river Ganga, in her infinite wisdom, chose to divide into 7 streams. This extraordinary phenomenon was not done out of malice or destruction, but rather as an act of kindness and compassion. The river's decision was made with the intention of preserving the tapasya, the period of intense spiritual practice of the sages who had settled in this sacred region. The gentle waters parted to allow the rishi sages to continue their devout pursuits without disturbance or disruption. This remarkable event has been immortalized in history, earning the site the name Sapsarovar, which translates to the 7 lakes, or alternatively Saprishaikan, meaning the 7 sage pools. This mythological association is one of the oldest references to the site and speaks volumes about its significance. However, while the mythological roots of this place are ancient, it was not until the modern-day foundation was laid in the form of an ashram structure. It was established by Guru Goswami Dutt, whose vision for the site would go on to shape its future. In the heart of Bhupatwala, Haridwar stood the revered Saptrishai Ashram, a spiritual heaven that had been transformed by its founder into a center for profound learning, meditation, and Vedic studies. The ashram was a place where one could immerse oneself in the serenity of nature and connect with the divinas. You walked through the gates, you couldn't help but be drawn to the majestic Kirtai Sam, a towering monument erected in honor of Goswami Ganesh Dutt's contributions to Sanatana Dharma. This was more than just a tribute, it was a testament to the profound impact he had on the spiritual landscape of India. Swamaram The hall was another significant feature of the ashram, where devotees would gather for satsangs, kathas, and yoga gatherings. The atmosphere was always alive with the hum of spiritual seekers, all drawn together by their quest for enlightenment. Nearby stood the Goswami Ganesh Dutt Bethangat on the sacred Ganga, just steps away from his samadhi, a poignant reminder of the ashram's rich history. The gentle lapping of the waters against the shore created a soothing melody that seemed to whisper secrets to those who listened closely. The Saptrishai Ashram was renowned as a major meditation hub, and for good reason. Its tranquil environment and mythological legacy made it an ideal sanctuary for those seeking inner peace. According to legend, the Ganga River itself had split into 7 streams here, imbuing the ashram with a deep spiritual air that was palpable to all who visited this part of the Sapsarovar spiritual circuit of Haridwar. The ashram was connected to other revered sites, such as the Saptrishai Ashram, Bharatmata, Mandir Shantaikant, Pramnagar Ashram, and Patanjali Yapith. Each of these destinations offered a unique perspective on the mystical and philosophical traditions that had shaped India's spiritual landscape. Today, the ashram continues to function as a meditation retreat, a center for Sanskrit learning, and a place where free food bhandara is offered to sages, students, and staff. Located on the Sapsarovar Road in Bhupatwala, Haridwar, it remains an oasis of peace and tranquility in a world increasingly drawn to the noise of modernity. For those seeking historical references to Saptrishai Ashram, there was no shortage of sources. The ashram's official website offered a treasure trove of information, as did respected publications such as Haridwar, Rishikesh Tourism, and Visit Places India. History, details of Saptrishai Ashram. Whether you were an avid student of spirituality or simply someone looking to reconnect with the divine, the Saptrishai Ashram was a destination that would leave a lasting impression on your soul. The rich tapestry of mythology, spiritual tradition, and modern history that surrounds a particular subject is nothing short of fascinating. As one delves into the vast expanse of information available online, it becomes apparent that there's more to this topic than meets The eye drawing from the wealth of data readily accessible on the internet, we can start to piece together a clear and structured picture of what has come before the layers of myth and legend, spiritual symbolism, and historical events all begin to take shape, revealing a complex and multifaceted narrative that is both intriguing and thought-provoking by examining the various threads of information that are woven together to form this rich blend of mythology, spiritual tradition, and modern history. We can gain a deeper understanding of the subject's true nature, and it is precisely this nuanced exploration that will be undertaken here using the online resources available to create a comprehensive and illuminating portrait. In the heart of ancient India, there existed 7 great sages known as the Saptrishis. Their names were etched in history: Kashyapa, Vashishta, Atri, Vishwamitra, Shemetignai, Haridwar, and Gautam. According to traditional accounts, these revered sages had chosen a specific spot for their deep meditation, seeking spiritual enlightenment. Legend has it that the river Dana, which flows through this sacred land, was so moved by their devotion that it split into 7 streams. This miraculous event not only created a serene environment, but also earned the area its name, Sat Sarovar or Sap Rishikun. The mythological association with these sages dates back to a time when spirituality and nature were deeply intertwined. While the mythological roots of this site are ancient, it was in form that the present-day ashram structure was established by Guru Goswami, that he had a vision to develop this sacred spot into a center for spiritual learning, meditation, and Vedic studies. Under his guidance, the ashram flourished, becoming a beacon of peace and knowledge. Today, visitors can explore various landmarks within the ashram, each holding significant importance. The Kirtai Stam, or Tower of Glory, commemorates Guru Goswami's contributions to Sanatana Dharma. The Swamaram, Sir, the hall is a hub for satsangs, and yoga gatherings, where seekers can connect with like-minded individuals. Nearby lies the Goswami Danish Dutga tranquil bathing ad on the banks of the Ganga, situated near his Samanthi. The Satrishaya Ashram has evolved into a major meditation due to its enchanting environment and rich mythological legacy. The air is alive with the vibrations of spiritual energy, drawing seekers from far and wide to experience the tranquility that resonates within these sacred precincts. I wandered through the serene surroundings of this sacred place. I couldn't help but feel a deep connection to its environment and mythological legacy. The air was filled with an otherworldly energy, as if the very essence of spirituality had descended upon this land. I learned that one of the most fascinating aspects of this site is the legend of Gaia, the revered river goddess, who is said to have split into 7 streams right here. This mythological tale adds a profound air of sanctity to the area, drawing pilgrims and seekers from far and wide. But what I didn't know was that this enchanting spot is also part of the Sapsarovar spiritual circuit of Haridwar, a network of sacred sites that crisscrosses the city. The Sapsarovar circuit is a revered pilgrimage route designed to guide travelers on a journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. As I stood amidst the tranquil surroundings, I felt a sense of awe wash over me. The convergence of myth, legend, and spirituality created an experience that was at once mystical and humbling. In the picturesque town of Haridwar, nestled in the heart of India's spiritual belt, lies the serene and sacred Saptrishaya Ashram, located on the tranquil Sapsarovar Road. This revered institution has been a beacon of spirituality and learning for centuries. As one approaches the ashram, they are immediately struck by its tranquil atmosphere, which is perfect for meditation and introspection. The ashram functions not only as a retreat for those seeking solace in silence, but also as a center for Sanskrit learning, where scholars and students come to unravel the mysteries of this ancient language. One of the unique features of Satrishaya Ashram is its generosity towards those who visit. For sages, students, and staff alike, the ashram offers free food known as bandara, which is a testament to the kindness and compassion that resides within these sacred walls. For those interested in delving deeper into the history of this revered institution, there are several sources available, including the official website of Satrishaya Ashram. By exploring these resources, one can gain a profound understanding of the ashram's rich past and its significance in the broader spiritual landscape of Haridwar. As we delve into the history of Satrishaya Ashram, it becomes clear that this esteemed institution has played a pivotal role in shaping the spiritual evolution of Haridwar. Its legacy is woven into the fabric of the town's rich cultural heritage, making it an integral part of the region's story. Asked if one were to explore the history of Satrashaya Ashram further, they could create a tunneling of its development, comparing it with other notable ashrams in Haridwar. Alternatively, they could connect the dots between this institution and the broader spiritual evolution of Haridwar, which would undoubtedly yield fascinating insights into the region's mystical past. As we conclude our exploration of Satrashaya Ashram, we are reminded of another significant landmark in Haridwar, Bilkeshwar Mahadev Mandir. This ancient temple is steeped in history and mythology, with a rich legacy that has been carefully documented through verifiable sources. In the spirit of building a clear and structured historical profile, we can now embark on an exciting journey to unravel the secrets of Bilkeshwar Mahadev Mandir. With solid information at our disposal, we can create a comprehensive account of this revered institution, one that will transport us back in time to an era of mysticism and wonder in the heart of Haridwar. Nestled in the foothills of Bilva Parvat stands the ancient temple of Bilkeshwar Mahadev. This revered site has been a hub of spiritual activity for centuries, its significance deeply rooted in Hindu mythology and scripture. According to traditional accounts, this sacred spot is where goddess Parvati performed her penance tapasya to win Lord Shiva as her husband. The temple's location on Bilva Parvat, a hill covered with bilva trees sacred to Shiva, bears testament to its connection to the divine. It is said that offering bilva leaves to Shiva grants liberation and prosperity, a concept deeply ingrained in the stories of the Shiva Purana. temple itself is an ancient Shiva shrine, though exact construction dates are lost to history. Yet it is consistently referred to as a Prachin Shiv Mandir, ancient temple in Haridwar. Tourism references suggesting that its significance has been revered for centuries. Its location on Bilva Parvat implies that this site may have been a place of worship even before formal temple structures existed. Today, the temple enshrines a majestic shivling worshipped with bilva leaves, considered especially auspicious here. Devotees flock to this sacred site, seeking moksha, liberation, and spiritual enlightenment as they offer their prayers and bilva leaves to Shiva. They are reminded of the divine love story between Parvati and Shiva and the transformative power of devotion in this revered temple. The ancient and the modern converge as pilgrims from far and wide come to seek solace, blessings, and spiritual growth. Bilkeshwar Mahadev stands as a testament to the enduring legacy of Hindu mythology and the eternal connection between humanity and the divinity. One stepped into the sacred grounds, an air of auspiciousness enveloped them. It was a place revered by devotees, associated with the concept of liberation from the cycle of birth and death. Moksha legend had it that worshipping here granted not only spiritual freedom, but also worldly prosperity. Devotees would come from far and wide to seek blessings at this hallowed site. They believed that the energy emanating from this place was potent enough to wash away their sins, freeing them from the cycle of rebirth. By worshipping here, they hoped to attain a higher state of consciousness, one that would lead them to moksha. But it wasn't just spiritual liberation that devotees sought. They also hoped to attract prosperity and good fortune into their lives. They believed that the blessings bestowed upon them at this sacred site would bring them wealth, success, and happiness in all aspects of life. And so, with hearts full of devotion and faith, they made their way to this revered place, seeking not just spiritual liberation, but also worldly prosperity. Note, I've expanded on the original text while maintaining its key information and details. As the sun rose over the small hill of Bilva Parvat, surrounded by lush forests and situated near the bustling bypass road in Haridwar, a sense of serenity enveloped the ancient temple. This was no ordinary shrine. It was a tapasya, a place of penance where devotees had come for centuries to seek solace from their sins. According to the Sramana reference, this revered spot held a special significance in Hindu mythology. As one delved deeper into its history and scriptural importance, it became apparent that Bilkeshwar Mandir was an ancient Shiva temple imbued with spiritual power. This was not just another tourist destination or pilgrimage site. It was a place where the natural setting reinforced its identity as a sacred location. Today, modern tourism and pilgrimage sites continue to describe Bilkeshwar Mandir in much the same way as a spiritually powerful but a peaceful alternative to the more crowded central Haridwar temples. Visitors seeking refuge from the chaos of daily life found solace within its walls, drawn by the promise of liberation from their sins. To gain a deeper understanding of this enigmatic temple's past, one need only consult the consolidated sources. The Haridwar Rishikesh Tourism website offered a treasure trove of information on the temple's history and details, while Sri Mandir provided insight into its historical and scriptural significance, including references to the Shiva Purana for those interested in tracing Bilkeshwar Mandir through time. A comparison with the nearby Satrishaya Shram or placement within the sacred geography of Haridwar Satapura offered a fascinating perspective. The intersection of mythology, Shaitai traditions and geography at this temple was truly unique, making it an intriguing subject for exploration. Has been a Sureshwari Devai temple, one of those captivating places in Haridwar where myth, tradition, and geography converged beautifully, came into view. The search results yielded a wealth of reliable information. With grounded knowledge as our foundation, we could build a clear historical profile of this enigmatic temple, weaving together its complex narrative and shedding the light on its significance within the broader context of Hindu spirituality. As I sat amidst the serene surroundings of the ancient town of Haridwar, I felt an overwhelming sense of responsibility to provide accurate and reliable information about the revered Sureshwari Devai temple. The air was filled with the sweet scent of incense sticks, and the gentle chirping of birds added a soothing melody to our task to build a clear historical profile of this magnificent temple. We needed to rely on grounded facts and figures rather than mere hearsay or speculation. I encouraged my team to score through various sources, taking note of every detail with precision and care. With each passing moment, our understanding of the temple's rich history began to unfold like a tapestry. We meticulously recorded every aspect, from its architectural design to the myths surrounding its construction. As we delve deeper into research, I reminded my team that it was essential to provide citations for each fact, ensuring that our findings were not only accurate, but also verifiable. The quiet atmosphere of the temple complex seemed to amplify our focus, and soon a comprehensive historical profile began to take shape. Each citation added another layer of depth to our narrative, providing an unshakable foundation for our understanding of this sacred site. As we worked tirelessly to build a clear picture of Sureshwari Devai temple's history, I couldn't help but feel a sense of awe and reverence for the ancient wisdom that surrounded us. Deep within the dense forests of Rajajai National Park, where the ancient trees whispered secrets to the wind, stood a temple that held the weight of centuries-old history. It was a place where myth and legend merged with the sacred geography of Hinduism, making it a site of great significance. According to traditional accounts, this temple was linked to one of the most revered mythological frameworks in Hinduism, the site is Shiva. Legend, it was said that during Shiva's Tandava dance, the chest of goddess Sati fell at this very spot after her self-immolation. This event marked the beginning of a chain of events that would tie the temple to the Shakti tradition. Each site in this tradition commemorated a fallen body, part of Sati, and the Sureshwari Devai temple was no exception. The deity worshipped here was none other than Durga Sureshwari herself, an embodiment of fire's protective energy that watched over her devotees with unwavering vigilance. This mythological association was the oldest and most powerful historical reference to the site, one that had been passed down through generations. It was a testament to the temple's antiquity and its role as a siddhapith, a place where concentrated divine energy resided. Modern sources described it as an ancient temple hidden away in the heart of the forest. Its remote location suggested that it may have been a tapasya meditation site for sages long before a formal temple structure existed. The fact that it was situated within a protected forest zone indicated that it predates modern urban Haridwar. While exact construction dates were lost to time, the temple's classification as a siddhapith pointed to the presence of long-standing worship traditions. It was a place where devotees could tap into the concentrated divine energy that permeated every inch of its sacred space. As the wind rustled through the trees, it seemed to carry whispers of a bygone era, reminding all who visited this temple of its rich and storied past. Deep within the lush expanse of Rajajai National Park, a revered temple stood as a testament to the enduring power of spirituality. This sacred site was recognized as a siddha-peeth, the designation that spoke to its profound significance in the lives of devotees. The temple's reputation was built upon long-standing worship traditions, with pilgrims flocking from far and wide to bask in its divine energy as they stepped into its hallowed precincts. They felt an otherworldly presence that seemed to emanate from every stone and beam. It was said that the temple possessed the extraordinary ability to grant wishes, a gift that had captured the hearts of many who sought solace within its walls. Moreover, it stood as a center of strong Shaitai worship, where the feminine energy of the universe was celebrated in all its forms. Devotees came, seeking blessings, protection, and spiritual fulfillment, each one carrying their own story of struggle, hope, and transformation. Some sought healing for physical ailments, while others prayed for guidance through life's labor and find paths. As they wandered through the temple's tranquil spaces, they felt an inexplicable sense of peace settle over them. This forest shrine tradition was unique in its very essence, a blend of nature and spirituality that seemed to harmonize the human soul with the natural world. Within this sacred precincts, one could almost feel the pulse of the forest beating in time with the rhythms of the heart, reminding us that we are not separate from the land, but an integral part of it. Deep within the Ranipur range of Rajajai National Park, on the outskirts of Haridwar, lies a sacred site that embodies the essence of ancient Indian forest shrines. The Sureshwar Devi Temple stands as a testament to this tradition, where deities are worshipped in their natural, undisturbed surroundings. This unique blend of historical and cultural significance adds an extra layer of reverence to the temple's mystical. For centuries, such forest temples were maintained by local communities, ascetics, and forest dwellers who revered these sites as sacred heavens. The isolation of this temple has preserved its sanctity and prevented excessive modernization, allowing it to maintain a timeless quality that draws pilgrims and tourists alike. Despite the passage of time, the Sureshwar Devi Temple remains an ancient Durga temple imbued with spiritual power that resonates deeply within those who visit a day. Tourism and pilgrimage sources consistently describe this site as spiritually powerful, peaceful, and less commercialized compared to other popular destinations in Haridwar. These modern references serve as a vital reminder of the temple's historical identity and cultural significance. As one navigates through the Rajajai National Park, the Sureshwar Devi Temple comes alive with stories of its mythological origins and Shakti-Peeth connections. For those interested in delving deeper into Haridwar's sacred geography, mapping the temple within a larger framework is an intriguing prospect. Consider tracing the connection between Sureshwar Devi, Chandai Devi, and Mansa Devi, three sacred sites that share a common thread of spiritual significance in this ancient city. By weaving together historical tellings and mythological narratives, one can unlock the secrets of Haridwar's sacred landscape and discover the rich tapestry of traditions that underlies its mystical sources. Haridwar Rishikesh tourism, temple history, details of the Tentavada mythological origin, Shakti-Peeth reference, trial and antiquity, and location inside Rajajai National Park. As you delve deeper into the sacred geography of Haridwar, one location stands out as a beacon of spiritual significance: the Anandamaya Ashram in Kangal. The search results yielded a treasure trove of reliable information, allowing us to craft a clear and well-documented historical profile of the Anandamaya Ashram. Is a place where history and spirituality converge, making it one of Haridwar's most historically significant sites. As we explored the domain records, it became apparent that this ashram was a hub of spiritual activity, attracting visitors from far and wide who sought to connect with its rich cultural heritage. Your structured explanation aims to provide a comprehensive understanding of the ashram's historical value, origins, and cultural importance by grounding our narrative in verifiable sources. we hope to shed light on the fascinating story behind this revered institution, which has been a cornerstone of Haridwar's spiritual landscape for centuries, and the serene town of Kenkel, nestled in the heart of India's spiritual hub, stood. The revered Anandamaya Ashram, this sacred institution, was born from the life and teachings of one of India's most beloved mystics, Anandamaya. Her extraordinary journey as a spontaneous spiritual master left an indelible mark on the world. Anandamaya was no ordinary being. She embodied divine consciousness, radiating an era that transcended mortal realms. As one of India's most revered mystics, she was sought after by seekers and scholars from far and wide. Her teachings were universal, yet deeply rooted in Indian spirituality, drawing devotees to her presence like a magnet. The Kenkel Ashram held significant importance, not only because it was one of Anandamaya's principal residences during her lifetime, but also because it witnessed many pivotal events in her spiritual journey. Haridwar and its surrounding regions played a crucial role in shaping her path, making the ashram a hub for those seeking spiritual enlightenment. As Anandamaya's mortal presence began to fade, her devotees ensured that her legacy lived on after her passing. Into her mortal remains were interred within the Samadhi Stela, a sacred site that became a major pilgrimage destination overnight. The complex is not only a living memorial to her life and teachings, but also a place of profound meditative significance. As one steps into the beautifully maintained Samadhi complex, it's easy to sense the spiritual energy that permeates every corner. This tranquil oasis serves as the heart of the ashram, drawing devotees from around the world who come to pay homage to Anandamaya's memory and bask in her divine consciousness. The story of the ashram is one of gradual growth and evolution, shaped by the spontaneous presence of its founder. While Anandamaya's spiritual influence was palpable, it was the devotion and hard work of her followers that transformed the institution into a thriving hub of spirituality. Over time, the ashram became a beacon for seekers, scholars, and devotees from India and abroad, all united by their reverence for this extraordinary mysticin. Kenkel's Anandamaya Ashram, one can still experience the essence of her teachings and presence. It remains an embodiment of divine consciousness, radiating love, compassion, and wisdom to all who seek solace within its sacred walls. As the years went by, Anandamaya's humble abode transformed into a serene campus teeming with life. Temples, meditation halls, and residential quarters sprouted up around her, creating a sense of tranquility that drew seekers from far and wide. The ashram became a hub for bhajans, satsangs, Sanskrit learning, and spiritual retreats, where devotees could come to immerse themselves in the depths of spirituality. Anandamaya's life stories document the ashram's development, detailing her travels across India and the numerous activities she undertook. The ashram's significance was not limited to its physical expansion. It represented a living lineage of experiential spirituality, where inner realization was prized above ritualism. This attracted seekers from all traditions, drawn by Anandamaya's philosophy that transcended caste, creed, and sect. Their teachings brought diverse spiritual paths together at the ashram, making it a meeting point for those seeking enlightenment. And as a historical archive, the ashram preserves precious materials, photographs, letters, discourses, personal artifacts, and records of her travels and interactions. These invaluable resources are a treasure trove for researchers studying 9th century Indian spirituality, offering insights into the life and teachings of Anandamaya. As one delves deeper into the ashram's history, it becomes clear that its significance extends far beyond its physical walls. Located in Kenka, one of the ancient Panch-tirthas of Haridwar, the ashram sits within a historically sacred geography. Kenka itself is steeped in legend and myth, associated with Daksha Prajapati and the Sati Shiva, tell ancient hermitages dot the landscape, adding to the rich cultural heritage of the area. Ashram's location in this sacred geography lends it an air of reverence and importance. It stands as a testament to Anandamaya's profound impact on Indian spirituality, attracting devotees from far and wide who seek to walk in her footsteps. In the heart of India, Where spirituality and heritage blend together in perfect harmony lies a majestic ashram that adds a modern spiritual layer to this already rich cultural tapestry. The Anandamayam Ashram is a place where seekers of truth can find solace, peace, and enlightenment. As you delve into the history of the sacred site, you may want to explore the life story of its revered founder, Anandamayam. Her timeline of life is a testament to her extraordinary journey from a humble beginning in Bengal to her rise as a spiritual leader, showering love and devotion upon all who crossed her path.
You can also discover the biographical details that shaped her life and the historical context that surrounded her. The ashram itself holds immense significance in Kankila town, steeped in tradition and faith. If you're interested, I can guide you through mapping this sacred site into a broader Kankil historical circuit connecting spiritual and historical threads. Perhaps you've heard of Daksheshwar Mahadev Jaram Ashram or Gurupul Kangrai, all significant sites within the vicinity that add to the rich tapestry of Haridwar's history. Alternatively, I can help you create a timeline of Anandamayama's presence in this sacred city, where her love and compassion continue to inspire generations. But let us not forget another site that holds equal importance, Bemgada. Emgada, a place where mythology, early pilgrimage history, and hydraulic engineering blend together in perfect harmony. The search results provide us with solid starting points, and I can help synthesize them into a clear historical reference. According to legend, the name Bemgada originates from two Sanskrit words, Bimo, referring to the mighty Pandava from the epic Mahabharata, and Gada meaning knee and hand. As the story goes, when the Pandavas were on their final journey north towards the Himalayas, they stopped near present-day Haridwar. Seeing his brothers thirst, struck his knee against a rock, causing water to gush out. This miraculous event has been etched in his story as the origin of this sacred saint Emgada. One can witness the confluence of mythology and reality, where the divine meets human endeavor. The hydraulic engineering that followed, which brought life-giving water to the parched land, is a testament to human ingenuity meeting spiritual needs. As you explore this site, remember that it's not just a historical reference, but also a living embodiment of the region's rich cultural heritage. Whether you're interested in the Ashram Bemgada or the broader Kankil circuit, I am here to guide you through the intricate threads of spirituality and history, weaving them into a tapestry of understanding that enriches your journey. As he trekked through the rugged terrain, his thirst became unbearable. He stumbled and struck his knee against a rock, causing water to gush out in a sudden burst. The miracle was a blessing in disguise, for it led him to the discovery of a hidden spring. The Bemgada tank, as it came to be known, would soon become a sacred stop for pilgrims making their way through this hallowed land. This mythological account places Bemgada within the broader sacred geography of Haridwar, where many sites are intricately linked to the Pandavas' final ascent. Mahabharata, the story of Bemgada's origin, is steeped in antiquity, but the physical structures surrounding it have evolved over time. As the years passed, the tank became a revered landmark, drawing devotees from far and wide. The mythological significance of this place only added to its allure, making it an integral part of Haridwar's rich cultural heritage. I expanded on the original text while maintaining approximately the same length around column characters. In the heart of Haridwar, a sacred town on the banks of the Ganges, lies the ancient Bemgada tank. This traditional water reservoir has been fed by small channels from the mighty river for centuries, its tranquil waters reflecting the lush gardens that surround it. Today, as a pilgrimage site, Bemgada has long been a cherished stopover for devotees entering Haridwar from the north and west. As one approaches the tank, the sounds of chanting and the aroma of incense waft through the air, transporting visitors back in time to an era when spirituality was intertwined with daily life. The tank's serene ambience is a testament to its enduring significance as a sacred site where pilgrims have come to seek solace and blessings for centuries. However, Bemgada's story took a dramatic turn in the modern era. Between them and the Upper Ganga canal system was built, bringing with it the construction of the Bemgada barrage located near Harkai Parai. This modern marvel regulates the flow of water for irrigation and hydroelectric projects. Its engineering prowess, a striking contrast to the ancient tank's rustic charm. As one navigates the area, it becomes apparent that the barrage sits adjacent to the mythic tank, creating an intriguing overlap between ancient Lore and contemporary engineering. This juxtaposition is a testament to the adaptability of sacred geography over the centuries, as Vemgada continues to evolve while retaining its symbolic core for those who delight in connecting mythology, architecture, and cultural evolution. Vemgada is a treasure trove of insights into the complexities of sacred space as a site where myth, pilgrimage, and hydraulic history converge. It offers a unique glimpse into the transformative power of human endeavor, located just a stone's throw from Harkai Pori, forming part of the sacred entry zone of Haridwar. Vemgada tank and barrage are an integral part of the town's rich tapestry. While the tank and barrage serve different purposes, spiritual as infrastructural, they stand together as a testament to the enduring significance of this ancient site, where the past and present blend seamlessly into a harmonious wholeness. I pondered the significance of Vemgada. I began to explore its place within the broader context of Haridwar's rich history. The Pandava Trail, which winds its way through this ancient city, is a testament to the enduring legacy of the five brothers who roamed these lands centuries ago. And yet Vemgada stands out as a unique node within this sacred geography. I started to map its connections within the Haridwar Tirthachakra, where pilgrims from far and wide come to bathe in the Ganges' holy waters, or through the lens of time itself, tracing the evolution of this site from mythic memory to modern engineering. It's a fascinating story of how human ingenuity has transformed the landscape over the centuries. As I delve deeper into the history of Vemgada, I wondered if you would like me to conduct a more in-depth comparative analysis by examining its similarities and differences with other sites along the Pandava Trail, or studying its place within the larger Haridwar Tirthachakra. We could gain a richer understanding of this sacred site's significance and importance.